Four Piece Warriors. Hope you're doing well, hope you're doing good and enjoying the last two videos in this series. Just to recap, what we've established in these videos is that using the simple snare drum and two toms configuration, we've got 9 different orchestration permutations available to us. And as well as that, in the last episode, we identified that there are 72 different ways of getting from A to B. It's all spelled out on a grid on page 76 of my book, Sticking's Dexterity and Orchestration, which is available from this website. But you can do this, as I keep saying, this is not a sales pitch. You can do this intuitively by yourself. So we were doing that 4-stroke rough thing last time, and we put some different layers on it. I've got a lot more of those kind of permutations where we're breaking up rudiments or sticking patterns between different orchestration permutations. But today, I'm going to talk a little bit about improvisation. And don't touch that stop button. Just because we're talking about improvisation doesn't mean this is just for the jazz players among you. Having an element of improvisation or an improviser's mindset in your playing is going to add a layer of creativity. But all too often, when you ask drummers to improvise, they'll just come out with some unstructured, kind of disorganized, kind of random playing. And I'm not saying that there isn't a place for that in certain musical contexts, but here's how I have developed my own improvising skills, and also how I've always taught it to other drummers over the years. So let's first have a look at what we've got. We've got 3 elements in play when we're improvising. They are rhythmic content, sticking patterns, and orchestration. Everything in our improvisations is obviously made up of those 3 elements. What we're going to do today is we're going to talk about improvising, but where one or more of the elements are fixed. And to illustrate this, I'm using a very simple sticking. It's just double strokes and an inverted paradiddle, like so. 3, 4. Sticking is on the screen. It's pattern number 25 on page 6 of the stick control book. So that's our sticking element and our rhythmic element, because we're going to keep them constant throughout. The sticking pattern's fixed, the rhythmic element of it is fixed. So where is our opportunity for improvisation? Well, the opportunity for improvisation in this instance is in the orchestration. And this follows on from a lot of the core content of the previous 2 videos. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a fixed element in the orchestration as well. And that element is going to be that the final note of each 8-note pattern, so it's on the right hand on the first pass and the left hand on the alternate pass, is going to be on the cymbal. So that's like this: 1, 2, 3. So now, I'll just grab it from here, using the grid or any other orchestration choices that you've come up with by yourself, we're going to move that fixed sticking, fixed rhythmic pattern and the crash on the 8th note of each phrase round some of our different orchestration permutations. So if I was to look at my grid and say I'm going to do orchestration number 3 followed by orchestration number 2, that would look like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you'll notice that because of the 2 orchestrations I've chosen, the pattern sounds the same. when we move in that way. So why bother even doing that? Well, it looks good, and there's anything that's got a strong visual element is going to add to the appeal of your playing, particularly when you're soloing. However, if I use two slightly less similar orchestrations, for instance number 4 and number 7, I'd get this: 2, 3, 4. So that's sonically a bit more interesting, and what it's also doing, and this is again the whole point of this series of videos, is it's extending your facility and range around your 4-piece set. Okay, it's making your facility as strong anywhere you care to be, as strong as it is when you're playing on the snare drum or practice pad, and that's something that's really at the heart of what I'm talking about. And of course, you don't have to do something quite as organized as that grid system that I use. You could just be a lot freer with the orchestrations. And whereas at the moment I'm sticking to one orchestration for the entire 8-note phrase, you could just allow your two hands to move more freely. So one sticking, one rhythm, all these different tonal possibilities, all these sonic variations. If you're doing, as I was doing then, which is changing orchestrations at any point during that 8-note sticking pattern, then the possibilities are endless. You could work through pages 5, 6, and 7 of the stick control book and never wear this out. You could find different places to put those regular cymbal crashes. The possibilities are endless. And what's also really cool about this is, because I'm not giving you a whole load of written exercises where the rhythm, the sticking, or the orchestration is specified, it really unleashes your creativity, and it means that everybody who does this comes out sounding different. No two players are going to get the exact same result from this. So it's helping you to develop your own voice and just giving you more creative confidence in your own musicianship. And remember, the only reason you should ever play something that another drummer played before you is because you want to. This kind of approach to the drum set will really help you forge your own identity. And the best person you can be as a musician is you. And I'll see you next time.